Comcast Corporation's Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure reopened in Florida last week, but the public's willingness to ride Dr. Doom's Fearfall is still eclipsed by concern about the coronavirus. Crowds were about a fifth of what was seen at the same time last year. Crowds were slightly larger on June 3rd and June 4 during the so-called soft opening for annual pass holders than they were on June 5 when the parks reopened to the general public. More than a month into the phased reopening of the state economy, Florida is experiencing an uptick in daily coronavirus cases. Governor Ron DeSantis has downplayed the numbers as a reflection of increased testing and isolated outbreaks, including agricultural communities. Still, the numbers suggest something more may be afoot, with positivity rates and hospitalizations also climbing in recent days.
Welcome to the last Wander Remarks. Today we are at Universal Studios. You can see the gigantic crowds here. I'm going to be slipping on a mask in just a second. Okay. I don't know whether I'm looking like I'm about to have a good time or rob a stagecoach, but off we go.
Okay, I know the mask looks stupid, but it is necessary. I mean, on the bus coming over here, we did get attacked by the coronavirus after all. Yeah, that was kind of nasty, so yeah. This is the hub where the entrance from the bus loop and both parking structures converge. Over there is where I got my temperature checked. A quick trip through security, and here we are on the moving walkway. When City Walk reopened last month, it was only with 4 restaurants and a gift shop. So, it'll be interesting to see what's open now. Well, the Hollywood Drive-In Mini Golf Course is open. That's a good sign. This half of the course is dedicated to ghoulies and ghosties and long-legged beasties and things that go bump in the night. To say nothing of a giant, 3-eyed worm. And here we are at the official entrance to Universal Studios, Islands of Adventure, and Universal's City Walk. Of course, the pandemic hasn't gone away just because businesses like this one knee-jerk to a too early opening, so I guess the lack of guests makes perfect sense. City Walk is, of course, an eclectic collection of shops, restaurants, and its most popular feature, nightclubs. This is Nightclub Row, where you'll find unusual eateries like the designer burger and sushi joint called the Cowfish. There's also clubs like Bob Marley's, and my favorite club of all, Pat O'Brien's, which is a totally faithful recreation of its namesake in the French Quarter of New Orleans. It even features the traditional hurricane. Then there's Rising Star, a karaoke bar with a twist. It features a live band and backup singers who will totally take over in case you suck. There's some pretty good clubs here, all right. Of course, they're all closed. I mean, City Walk is only open until 10 p.m., and let's face it, most people don't even show up to a club until 10. What is open? Well, let's take a look. There's the only East Coast location of Oregon's signature Voodoo Donuts, which, like cocaine, are the things you can spend the most money on and have the least to show for it. Then there's Universal Studios. You can see the large crowds gathering for all the rides, like the Rip Ride Rocket here, which you can see is running at half capacity. Universal's sister park, Islands of Adventure, is also open, obviously without those annoying, pesky crowds. And they're all here for the exciting rides like Dr. Doom's Fearfall. Wait for it, or not.
Alrighty, well, so far, not a lot going on here. Some people walking around, but Yeah, mostly it doesn't look like it's really exciting. So tell you what we're going to do next. We're going to go over there and maybe take a ride on a boat and see what it's like there, huh?
I'd actually take my camera into the parks rather than on a boat ride, but the powers that be at Universal have blocked out team member complimentary passes till September. This I'm imagining is to make more space for the actual paying customers, guests, they imagined would come flocking here, even though they aren't. I guess it's a case of wistful thinking, greed, and poor planning, socially distancing itself from common sense.
Take that walk I used to take every day coming back to sail these boats. We'll take a ride down to Sapphire Falls, see what it's like, huh?
Now the yachts aren't a tour or a ride per se. They're a water taxi service that will take you to any one of 4 on-property Universal Resort hotels.
Alright, now we are underway to the Sapphire Falls Resort on these super speedy boats. This one is called Take 2. It's actually surprising to me that I used to actually drive these things, you know. So, we'll go and see what Sapphire looks like, eh?
The airplane we're passing is actually Jimmy Buffett's plane, the Hemisphere Dancer. It's the plane that almost got shot down over Jamaica because the Jamaicans thought Buffett was a drug runner. We're on the southbound route that will take us past the Royal Pacific Hotel on the way to Sapphire Falls. The north route passes the Hard Rock Hotel on its way to Universal's preeminent hotel, the Portofino, which isn't open. If you look on the other side of this boat, you'll see a little patch of beach. Now, the last time I drove one of these boats down to the Royal, that beach was literally covered in seagulls. As I passed, a big feral orange cat came running out of the brush and scared all of the birds into the air. Now, I know it's summer, but as soon as I saw that cat on that beach, I couldn't help but think about Christmas. Know why? Well, he had really sandy claws. You know, I've been telling that joke from the decks of these yachts or Disney's friendship boats for nearly 14 years now. And it never gets old. All right, just under this bridge is Sapphire Falls, Universal's 5th on-property hotel. The 4th is called Cabana Bay, Universal's largest hotel just on the other side of Sapphire Falls. The waterway doesn't extend out that far, though. Word is that in order to do it, they would have to move the entrance to the Interstate 4 freeway, and the state wouldn't allow it. But one thing I've learned working in theme parks is that there are hundreds of stories to explain things like that all sound plausible. Unfortunately, most of them aren't true, so take that story with a grain of salt. Well, here's another one of those stories. The Royal Pacific Airways seaplane parked over there is said to have once been an actual puddle jumper operating in the islands of Indonesia. Could be, then again, it could just be a prop. But it does enhance the look of the marina where all the yachts go to sleep at night. Universal has a fleet of 12 yachts. 7 are back here, 1 is being refurbished, and 4 are currently out on the water. Now that's bare minimum, but based on the crowds we're seeing, that's all that you're going to get. We've just entered Buffett Bay, featuring the IOA Lighthouse on the left and Margaritaville over on the right. Now, it's said that if you're hungry or thirsty enough, sometimes the bar surrounding the Hemisphere Dancer will send out a kraken that will pull you right out of the boat and onto a stool. Of course, that's just one more theme park story that happens to be true. It's the Lone Palm at Margaritaville, my favorite City Walk bar. So okay, Kraken, find us a table.
And it is time for some suds. That's right, we're over here at Lone Palm now, which is my favorite bar here. Having a beer and then some chicken fingers. Damn, that does taste good. And to have the mask off, even better. So, yay, thank you. All right, thanks, mate. Yeah, 2 at one sitting. What the hell? But now, how about we go in and look for some souvenirs? Oh man, nobody here at all. But the whole array of universal type goodies is right here. Including me, I'm here too. Actually, I can't believe how much of this stuff I actually own. Yes, I do have that backpack. Yes, I do have that hat. Yes, no, I don't have that shirt. But it's not because I didn't want to buy that shirt. I just don't happen to have it. And in case anybody needs a wand, there is an ample selection. To mention nothing of robes and the Tri-Wizard Cup.
And that brings us right back to the starting point where massive crowds are both coming and going. Not. Now, to the right of the moving walkway is the other side of the Hollywood Drive-In golf course. This is the science fiction side, featuring an invasion from Mars. And it's probably the most exciting thing we've seen all day. Oh, well, I realize that opening too soon has literally sucked the fun out of this place, but don't judge Universal by right now. Come back later when it's at full strength and you get the full experience. You'll thank yourself and your pocketbook too. Listen, I'll see ya. I gotta catch a bus.
Look at that. There are still beads from Mardi Gras in the trees.
The bus is a drag, but at least they sanitize it. And remember, for more wanderings, don't forget to subscribe.
Smoking rockets, Commander. You mean they haven't subscribed already?